What's goody? It's your boy, Professor Burdick. Whoa. Hold on. Time out on the play. This ain't Professor Burdickus. No, Bobby. This is Burdickus. Welcome to the new channel. I hope you guys enjoy your stay. And welcome to Elden Ring Nightreign. Let me just say one thing before this video starts. I was planning on making this a live commentary video, but there was just so many issues that went wrong with the recording process of each of my sessions, okay? So in my first recording session, I made a rookie mistake and I didn't record the game audio. I totally forgot to switch it over from the other games that I was playing, and that is a mistake that I will own up to. However, in my second recording session, I picked the option for Elden Ring Nightreign, not thinking much of it, okay? So I hop in the game, play the game like normal, finish my session, and I go to check the audio, and there's just nothing. There's nothing there. So I'm like, what could have possibly happened? Turns out, I selected the option for the little launch menu, that little thing that pops up when you launch the game. That was the thing that was selected, and it captured the audio from there. There's no audio for that. So I was just like, screw it, dude. And I ended up beating the first boss of the Tricephalos expedition. These past few days have been very annoying. Not only did I not capture audio for certain parts of my recording sessions, but there were other times where I wasn't even using the right microphone to record. I was using the freaking webcam to record my audio. I hate this boss. I hate this boss with a passion. So I decided to do a little bit of a compromise. Every session that I recorded as of the past couple of days, I'ma just do a mix between post commentary and live commentary, just so you guys can see my live reactions as to what actually happened. Elden Ring Nightreign so far has just been such a blast, and you know, even if I'm not, you know, finish like a bunch of these other creators, you know, I just want to share my experience, share just what I learned in the game, you know, and just give you guys something to watch, you know. Like I said on my main channel, I want to give you guys something in between each of my video essays. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is Elden Ring Nightreign. See you there, gamers. Welcome to Elden Ring Nightreign. If y'all don't know how this game works, essentially it's an open world-ish roguelike version of Elden Ring. Basically, you're on a 3-day cycle. The first 2 days, you're just going around getting new weapons and other miscellaneous loot to essentially power up your character, as well as runes to level up, with a rain circle enclosing in on you, causing you to move to a given point on the map. And the reason why I say this is a roguelike is because at the end of each expedition, whether you kill the final boss or not, you actually earn rewards that will help you in your next expedition or in the current expedition that you plan on doing. My favorite character in this game so far, it has to be Iron Eye, man. Iron Eye, he's just such a fun character to use. You know, in all of the FromSoft games, bows have just never really been that viable until now. Like, once you have the loadout that you are looking for, with the correct talismans as well, you will absolutely shred bosses. Every character has their own abilities. Iron Eye, for example, he has this ability where he essentially debuffs the enemy. Every time you see me do that little dash forward where it marks them with this little red paint on them, when I'm doing this, I'm essentially marking them. And if they take enough damage while this marker is on them, they'll take a massive crit damage. And this is extremely viable, especially against the third day boss, where their health bar is just massive. Any amount of damage that you can deal without having to use their specific weakness is just incredible. This is only my second expedition, so as you may see, I'm kind of just running around like a chicken with his head cut off, you know? I really don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. This was before I even knew that bosses even had weaknesses to them. So my plan kind of was to just go around, just level up, get better weapons, but I didn't really have a set plan. I mean, as you can see here, I'm just going to these ruins, which are typically more harder. You know, you should only be going to these places once you're like level 4, level 5. There's no reason for me to be here this early, especially with the fact that at this point I still sucked at the game, you know. I still kind of suck at the game, but you know, I'm a lot, you know, more proficient in how I take care of all of the areas and just where I need to go, you know, and just how to use my abilities as well. Also, this is a bit off topic, but who the hell has ever seen a chicken with their heads cut off? Like, I know that's a very famous saying, probably down south, you know, where they breed and farm chickens. But who in their right mind just decide, you know what? I'm gonna look up a video of a chicken with its head cut off. Like, I get it, you know, like cutting off a chicken's head is it's probably the fastest way to kill a chicken humanely, at least. But there's probably like thousands of videos of just chickens running around with their heads cut off, right? Maybe some for educational purposes, you know, but there's some sick weirdo. I know it. There's some sick weirdos out there who are looking this stuff up for their enjoyment. Shame on you, buddy. You little freak. You freakazoid. But hey, now I'm just getting a little bit ahead of myself. One thing I forgot to mention is Iron Eye's ult. Like, he just pulls out this giant bow from out of nowhere, and he just does a crap ton of damage and staggers the boss, you know, or whatever enemies are in the general vicinity of where this arrow goes. It's actually insane. It's by far the best ultimate in this game. And let me just ask, like, where is this guy pulling this bow out? It's like he came straight out of GTA. Like, he just has a pocket full of arsenal, which is why I love playing Iron Eye so much. This game just really makes you feel like a prime King Von. And yes, guys, your eyes do not deceive you. I am fighting the Gaping Dragon. This boss was in Dark Souls 1. And he isn't the only boss from previous games. So I'm gonna drop a spoiler for not only Elden Ring Nightreign, but for Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, and Dark Souls 3. Because you got the Gaping Dragon, the Centipede Demon, Smelter Demon, the Duke's Dear Freya, the Dancer of Boreal Valley, and the Nameless King, all as bosses that you could fight in one of the either day 1 or day 2 bosses. Now, in my personal opinion, one of the bosses they should have added into one of these day cycles is Sir Alon. Listen, man, I freaking love that boss. He was by far my favorite boss in the entirety of Dark Souls 2. I just feel like he would have fit so well, you know, maybe just update his moveset a little bit. Plus, a lot of people who are into the From Software games, or the ones who just got started, they most likely haven't played Dark Souls 2, or they haven't played it to its completion, simply because of its popularity and its image across the entirety of all the FromSoft games. Now, you know, I could go on a tirade and say that Dark Souls 2 is not that bad of a game as many people think it is, but maybe I'll save that for another video. As you can see here, this is one of the Shifting Earth events, and whenever you get one of these events going on, you kind of have to just go through it. Like, you can't stop for anything. There's a bunch of side bosses here. Since each ring cycle is about like 5-10 minutes, it really doesn't give you enough time to go around and kill these bosses. So you just gotta get done what you have to get done. But once you get to the bottom of the crater, you gotta fight this magma worm. And once you kill him, you get to upgrade one of your armaments to legendary. And once that happens, dude, you become O freaking P. Now, when I was playing this game recently, I haven't gotten a crater event in a while. You have 3 other events that can occur. You have the mountaintops, the rotten woods, and Nox Lateo. All of these events give you their own rewards, and if you have a shifting earth event, you should almost all the time do them, because not only will you get their specific rewards out of it, but you'll just get a crap ton of runes that you can use to level up. This is the second boss of the game, Adele, not to be confused with the singer. Now, remember when I said that legendary weapons basically make you OP? Well, when I said you, I was talking about anyone who isn't named Verticus Prime, because I got very overconfident in this fight. If you were to put a gun to my head and tell me to fight this boss consistently and win, I'm dying 100% of the time. I don't know what it is about this boss. I know by today's standards, he's considered one of the easier bosses. I just can't seem to figure him out. I can't. He moves so weird. He kind of reminds me of those crow enemies in the base game of Elden Ring. He just moves so sporadically, and I just can't figure him out. But we did have a really good attempt in this run. I was just trying to learn him, trying to figure out what he does. Right here, I was a fool because I'm using fire for some reason. I don't know why I'm using a fire weapon. Like I said, this was before I knew that bosses were weak to certain status ailments. And because of that, we end up going down pretty quickly. We ain't got no wending graces, no nothing. Look at my teammate clutching up. He's a complete Chad. But just like, look at this guy. He's just going crazy. He's going ham right now. One mistake that I was making a lot too was I wasn't utilizing my character skill to its fullest potential. Like right here, I should be using it like off the rippy, just so they can get more damage off on this guy. But yeah, in typical Fortnite fashion, I took the L. He sent me back to the lobby, and we just gotta re-up and do this all over again. Game number 2, baby. This actually marks the first time that I make an actual habitual attempt to make a route for my games. This is the first time I hit the mines. Now, at first, I never really hit the mines like that because I thought they were pretty difficult. But in reality, I was making it difficult for myself, you know? Typically, what you're supposed to do is just run to the end and kill the big guy that's at the end so that you can get the smithing stone. But here, we were just killing every single person that we could find for no reason. Even if we were getting extra levels, we were just wasting a bunch of time. Now here, I made a bit of a whoopsie. I actually ran to the exit by mistake. I was trying to find the guy that drops the smithing stone, but I just didn't know where he was. I could not find him to save my life. It wasn't until I came into this general area where I found out that there's a little passageway through here. This is what I'm talking about. We gotta kill this guy, the big troll dude. In other places, it's a pumpkin head. Other times, it's one of those like Lanedale knights. Just a few quick shots with the arrow. Just making sure to keep your distance. Now, one thing I should utilize more when I do play Iron Eye is to free aim. Because free aiming, or rather the lock on, not the lock on aiming, but the one where you can actually like aim with the bow while untargeted. I should be doing that more often because a lot of these enemies have weak spots. Now here I decide to make a little bit of a rookie mistake and hit the center castle when I'm only level 5. Why was I doing this? I have no clue. These guys, look at how much damage this guy is taking. I'm shooting peas at this guy, and my teammate went down because again we're all like level 5. But it's okay because this was like the first or second day of this game being released. We were all trying to figure stuff out. So I don't blame my teammates for dying, you know? Now, one thing I didn't know is where I'm climbing up right now, there's actually a boss at the top of the castle. Now, I never knew this until like a couple days ago. Fast forwarding to day 3, days 1 and 2 were pretty uneventful. One thing that really irks me is when people don't skip this cutscene. Bro, you seen this cutscene before. You seen this cutscene. Let's go. Come on, you seen this cutscene before. You seen this cutscene before. Round 2 with Adele. Again, no relation to the singer. This run went amazing. My teammates were just absolutely goated. They were just putting on damage. They were just doing everything that teammates should be doing. Surviving. That's one thing that a lot of my teammates now they just don't do. They just suck at surviving. And yes, I did get grabbed there. I know that's a very easy thing to dodge, but listen, man. Again, I was still learning this boss. I was panicking. Okay, don't judge me. Again, I made the rookie mistake of not picking up a poison weapon. However, I did pick up a frost weapon, and for some reason, frost is like his second weakness. As you can see, I did frostbite him, and he's just getting absolutely shredded. Now, I don't know why I'm trying to use this jar cannon, man. The jar cannon sucks. It's terrible. You get locked in a dumb animation for what seems to be like 10 seconds. You can't animation cancel out of any part of it. You just get locked into it, and you just gotta commit. No poise, no nothing, for mediocre mid damage. And I guess while we're on the subject of Adele, right, I was actually listening to one of her songs recently. I believe it was Hometown Glory. And I remembered at the time when I was listening to it, I was like, you know, I do remember Adele, you know, losing weight or whatever. So I Googled her. I wanted to just look up just a little bit of, I guess, history on her weight loss journey. And I found out that she was married quite recently. I believe back in 2018, she first got married to some dude named like Scott or like Smith or something. I don't remember his name. But anyways, they ended up getting divorced, and I was like, oh dang, you know, like what happened? Like why did Shawty get divorced? Turns out she divorced him because she wasn't feeling happy. And that's one thing that I really want to talk about, man. It's like people nowadays, they think that marriage is just supposed to be some, oh, I'm gonna be happy every single day, every single week, every single month and the year of this marriage. I will be happy. Like, that's just so unrealistic. And I hate when people get into marriages and they think that the feeling of love is going to keep you together, because that's just unrealistic. Okay, never in the history of ever has that feeling of love ever kept two people together. There's gonna come a point in time where you and your wife are going to have a serious argument, an argument so bad that you're just gonna feel like wanting to divorce her, but you just can't. You know why? Because you married her and you slept with her, so now you're obligated to stay with her unless she cheats on you, or unless you cheat on her. But ultimately, it all comes down to loyalty. Are you going to stay loyal to your woman or not? I'm so sick and tired of these people getting married and then leaving their marriage because they got bored of the marriage. It's just so stupid. Anyways, I killed Adele, and this is my reaction. Yes! 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 Oh my Gosh, I hated that boss. I hope you guys enjoyed this little short video that I made. I did have to make it in a little bit of a rush because I do want to get started soon on the video for my main channel. And you know, also I'm kind of figuring out what I want to do with this second channel, right? Because you know, I wouldn't consider myself a big editor. I'm not crazy like all these other people who they just be going crazy with their videos, man. So I'm kind of just figuring out my style, what I really want to do with this channel. You know, I do want to keep, you know, doing the commentary style, probably more like face cam stuff, but for now I'm gonna just leave you guys with this. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you like, subscribe, dislike it if you dislike it, and let me know if you want me to keep playing Elden Ring Nightreign. If you want me to play other games, just let me know in the comments. And yeah, with that being said, this is your boy, Professor Burticus. God bless you all.